Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I thought I would show you all the items in my Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire collection. If you guys did not know, I adore the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R. R. Martin. I don't want to talk about how we're getting a spin-off book this year, but not Winds of Winter. It's hurting me physically. Am I still going to read Fire and Blood? Yes. Am I going to enjoy it? Probably. Am I gonna be mad about it? Probably. There's nothing I can do about it. Loving this series so much. I have collected a lot of things related to the Song of Ice and Fire series, not just the original book copies that I initially purchased. So I figured I would take you guys through this and hopefully it's something you would enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the book portion of my collection for the Song of Ice and Fire series and other additional works. And obviously I own the first 6 books in the Song of Ice and Fire series in mass market paperback, and this is actually how I prefer to read them because they have smaller pages, so it makes me feel like I'm getting through more pages. I also have the Game of Thrones illustrated edition that came out recently. This is a hardback and it's really pretty. It actually has colored maps on the inside of Westeros, has the north and the south in there, so that's really beautiful. And it also has colored and black and white illustrations all throughout the entire book. It's just a gorgeous copy that I'm so glad I was able to purchase. Then we have just the standard hardcover of A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. I'm thinking about annotating this one. I just love this book so much that I wanted it in a nice tall hardback. I don't know. I haven't decided. I might annotate this one or I might get a floppy paperback to annotate because I definitely want to annotate this first one. I don't think I'll annotate the whole series, but I want to do a reread of the first one and I want to annotate it. So of course I'm thinking about buying another copy of A Game of Thrones, but that's fine. I just love the look of the large hardback with the chapters. It looks so nice. I also own a copy of The Ice Dragon, which is George R. R. Martin's children's book that goes along with the Song of Ice and Fire series, not directly, but it takes place a couple centuries before the events of Game of Thrones. Obviously about an ice dragon and a girl, and it's just beautifully illustrated. I really did enjoy this children's book. It was a nice, fun addition to the world. I also own the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin. This is another spin-off about Sir Dunk and the Egg that takes place 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones. And this is a collection of short stories / folk tales. And I haven't read this yet, so I definitely need to get on it very soon. I own the first Game of Thrones graphic novel volume in hardback. This was a really nice purchase for me. It's very beautiful artwork and just a fun way to enjoy the series. I don't think I will be continuing on purchasing the rest of them just because that's a huge investment, but I think it's nice to just have the first volume. I have the World of Ice and Fire, which is the untold history of Westeros and Game of Thrones, and this is basically just like the Game of Thrones Song of Ice and Fire encyclopedia. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've read bits and pieces of it, but I haven't been able to make it all the way through. Obviously, some of it reads like a textbook, but it's definitely a nice piece to add to my collection, and it's, again, very pretty. I also own the Lands of Ice and Fire, which is a series of maps that are related to the Song of Ice and Fire series and world, and I really love this. It comes with about 12 different maps, and they're all full color and like full poster size. And if you do not know, I'm a huge map fan. I geek out over maps all the time. I have to deal with them a lot for my work, and it's very inspiring as well for my own writing, so I'm really glad I have these. So now I am moving on to some of my trinkets, so I'll try to be a little bit brief with this. First I have a Robb Stark Funko Pop. Then I just have this little piece of obsidian, and it was one piece at one point, but it broke, And I keep this on my shelf because it reminds me of dragon glass, which is the weapon that is used to kill the White Walkers. And I just think it looks really cool, so that's why I have it. Then I have this Night's Watch Castle Black flask. It has my name on it. It says Lord Commander, and I think it's just really cute addition to my shelf. I have this Daenerys bookmark that I got in an Owl Crate box that's just beautiful. It says I am the blood of the dragon, and it's a wooden bookmark, and the artwork is great, so I love it. And the last two biggest pieces that I have on my shelf are my art prints, and these I got off of Society 6. And I have one of them that is Jon Snow. It just has Jon Snow walking in the distance with Ghost in the forefront, which I love. And I actually paired that with the Arya Winter is Coming that has Arya and Nymeria in there. And I just think they look so good together with the black and white contrast. And I keep these on my shelves or sometimes hang them above my shelves if I have room. And these are so beautiful, and I'm really, really glad that I got them. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did not know, I'm doing a video every day in September, so I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!